Students, after studying structure and physiography, that is the different relief features of India, now we move towards the study of drainage system of India. Now, drainage system means what? Drainage system means the river pattern of India. Now, you must have observed water flowing through the rivers channels during rainy season which drain the excess water. If these channels were not there, what would have happened? Large scale flooding would have taken place. You must have seen in localities on news wherever channels are ill defined or choked, flooding is a very common phenomena. So it is very essential to understand and study the different rivers which drain our country and the direction in which they flow and what is their source of origin. So these are the things which we must have a curiosity that we are depending on water which is a very important thing in our life. So from where does this water appear? What is the pattern of water flowing and reaching to us? All these things we will be studying in this chapter, Drainage System of India. As already discussed, the drainage system refers to the drainage pattern or the river patterns of India. Now, if we see in this slide, this shows the drainage basin. First of all, if we define drainage basin, it is an area drained by a river and its tributaries. Mind you, not only the main river, like if it is River Ganga along with all its tributaries, River Gomti, River Kosi, River Yamuna, all these rivers combined flow and they form a drainage basin. So that is the definition of drainage basin. Now if you see in this slide, some terms are given to you. Source of river. Now from where the river begins. A river may have multiple sources. The source of river is normally found in upland mountain areas, like in case of Ganga it's Gangotri Glacier, in case of Indus it is Kailash Range. So generally the rivers rise from the upland mountain. Now second thing which you see in this slide is the mouth. Now this purple section which you see where the river meets the sea, that is the mouth of the river. That is where the river joins the main sea, that is the mouth of the river. Then another term, tributary. We all know. Now you see the tributary word written here in the slide. So small rivers are joining the main river. Now these small rivers which are joining the main river, they are tributing their water to the main river. Therefore, it is known as tributary. Now where these tributaries meet the main river, that is a confluence. Like you, if you have seen the map, just try to visualize it. So Yamuna and Ganga, they meet together at a point in Allahabad, and that is the confluence which is known as Prayag. All right. So Sangam especially. So that word Sangam means joining of the three rivers Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Now that is a different issue that Saraswati has disappeared now. But that meeting point, that is the confluence. Then watershed, the boundary, the border between two drainage basins. This I will explain further also. Then estuary is where the river does not make a delta, but it flows into a rift valley. That is a estuary. The physical confines of the river encompassing two banks and a bed is called channel. That is the channel, the path which the river is following, that is called as the channel. So these were the features related to drainage basin. Now you see this slide, watershed or water divide. Now watershed is the mountain that divides, or the relief that divides the one drainage basin from the other. So it's a boundary, it acts as a boundary between each drainage basin. For example, if we see the Deccan Plateau, above the Deccan Plateau, that is Central Highland. So the rivers on the Central Highland, they flow northeast, whereas in the Deccan Plateau the rivers flow towards the east. So that is this Narmada Rift. I will be showing you this Narmada Rift forms as a water divide of the drainage basin. So any relief which divides the boundary, or which stands as a boundary between each drainage basin, is called a watershed or water divide. Now Indian drainage system can be classified on various bases. If we see on the basis of discharge of water, it's Arabian Sea drainage, that is the rivers which go and meet Arabian Sea, and Bay of Bengal drainage, which means the rivers which fall into Bay of Bengal. Nearly 77% of the drainage area consists of Ganga, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Krishna, while only 23% is covered by Indus, Narmada, Tapi, Mahi and Periyar river system. Mahi and Periyar are the rivers in Kerala. Then further we can classify on the basis of the size of the watershed. Now major river basin, where the catchment area. Now again the word which needs to be highlighted over here, a river drains the water collected from a specific area which is called its catchment area. That means the area from which the river collects its water. Like it comes from Gangotri glacier, then it passes, it gets water from river Yamuna in Allahabad, then different rivers in different states. So all these are the catchment areas of river Ganga. So where it is more than 20,000 square kilometer, it's a major river basin. Quite obvious, Ganga, Brahmaputra, Krishna, all these have drainage basin above 20,000 square kilometer. Apart from that, medium river basin, catchment area between 2,000 to 20,000. It has 44 drainage basin. Some of the common are Kalindi, Periyar and Meghna rivers. Meghna is in tributary of Brahmaputra. So these river basins fall into medium river basin. Less than 2,000 square kilometer, that is minor river basin. Good number of rivers flow in the area of low rainfall, like river Luni and other rivers where the rainfall is low. Such river basins come under minor river basin. Now let's see that as the river flows, it follows certain pattern. Now drainage basins, they are viewed by scientists as being open system. Input to these systems include precipitation, snow melting and sediment. Now drainage basin, they lose water and sediment through what? Through evaporation, sometimes through deposition, and sometimes the water or the stream takes away the sediments. A number of factors influence input, output and transport of sediment and water in a drainage basin. That is, what is the input of the sediments, or what is the output, how much water is being carried, that transportation, that is influenced by number of factors like topography, whether it's a steep slope, whether it's a gentle slope, whether the soil is porous, whether the soil is clay, whether what type of bedrock it is, whether it is hard, compact, and what kind of climate. Is it an area of heavy rainfall? Is it an area of low rainfall? Is it an area of medium rainfall? And if the area has a vegetation cover, pattern will be different. If the area does not have a vegetation cover, the pattern of flow of the river will be different. These factors, they influence the nature of the pattern of stream flows. As you see in this, the first one is dendritic, second is rectangular, third is parallel, fourth is trellis, and the fifth one is radial. Now coming to the dendritic drainage pattern. As you see in the diagram itself, dendritic drainage pattern is that many streams, they meet the main branch like the twigs of a tree. They are joining the main branch like the twigs of the tree. It's very clear from the diagram itself, and they form in V-shaped valleys, and important rivers which flow in this pattern are Indus, Godavari, Mahanadi, Kaveri, and Krishna. Then coming to the next drainage basin, that is trellis drainage basin. Trellis, as you see yourself, small distributaries, they join at right angle, that is at 90 degree, to the main tributaries. This is the main feature for trellis drainage pattern. They join at right angles. Now if you see the, just when you will see your maps, if you see the tributaries of river Mahanadi or tributaries of river Godavari, these tributaries, they are joining almost at 90 degree. So they form a trellis drainage pattern. Then coming to radial drainage pattern. Now radial drainage pattern means from one point, that is from one upland, the rivers move in different direction, as it is clear in the figure itself. Now this can be in two ways. One is from the highland, it's going in different directions outward, or highland area is outside and inward is the lower area, and the rivers come and meet into that lower area. That is radially inward. See in this slide, you can see that the volcano is at the top and this is showing the radial outward. The rivers are coming, you can see these blue lines, the rivers are moving in the outward direction. Then rectangular drainage pattern. Rectangular pattern develops on highly jointed bedrock. Alright, so you see well jointed bedrock, what happens? The rectangular pattern is followed. The rectangles are formed between the main river and the tributaries, and main difference is that this kind of pattern takes place, or it is formed in well jointed rocks. So these were the different drainage pattern followed by the river. So we'll continue further, but that's all for today. I hope you have understood the concepts clearly.